we're 2 for 2 today, right? First 2 trades were losers. Third trade was a winner. Fourth trade was a winner. So we've come back with 2 wins. Right now, look at that liquidity sweep we saw. Notice on the 5-minute how we grabbed that wick above and then drop. Right? So we're just seeing that this constant trend of, or this constant range back and forth. Back and forth, okay? We don't necessarily have to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. I'm starting to kind of, obviously we see that liquidity sweep here on the 5-minute. We could wait for this 5-minute to close here in like 20 seconds, but we're looking like we're trying to reverse back down and head back into this 15. The issue with this is catching a good risk to reward setup on this is hard because we've seen how much we bounced off this 15-minute fair value gap and 5-minute fair value gap here, and every time we come back into it, we come right back up and we range right back up. So like let's say I just wanted to trade a breakout here, right? Maybe take these short here. Okay, keep a stop above the highs, 45 ticks. But what's our reward, right? Because first TP, I mean, we could have a 1-to-1, but to me that's just not amazing risk to reward in this range, right? Because I mean, we could try to catch it down to the lows. It would be a 2-to-1. But again, we might come right back down to this 15-minute and then bounce right back up. Okay, but I still do like these shorts here. We have this 5-minute bullish fair value gap we're going to have to push through. Alright, we got this 5-minute here. See how we react off this 5-minute busy here. Okay, obviously my bias is still long, long, long. Okay, we're still long. After seeing that 5-minute liquidity sweep, it makes me definitely start to think that the shorts might come back in, right, and try to range back down to this 15-minute here. Okay, we formed this 1-minute order block, touch into that fair value gap. Shorts are definitely coming in here. Let's see if they can push through and displace this 5-minute or displace this low here. Forming a 1-minute order block. This is just the issue, like I said, guys, don't have great risk to reward. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll look to take this. Typically, I like to see at least 2-to-1 risk to reward setups. Right, this could potentially be a 2-to-1 risk to reward if we can come down and take out these lows. Right, going into silver bullet hour, we do see us get that liquidity sweep. Maybe we do come down and target these lows. But again, our trend is still bullish for the day. Our structure is still bullish. So trading these little reversals or little retracement moves can be kind of tricky. We still haven't displaced that 1-minute order block we just formed. We're getting a bounce from this 5-minute. So, I'm going to continue to read price here. Continue to wait for a really good setup. And no forcing anything. Waiting for something solid. Yeah, this range has not been very fun today. But again, break-even finish for me on my main account. That's okay. I'll take it. I really expected price action to be a little bit better today. We have not seen great price action. Kind of a more just ranging type of day like yesterday. So maybe tomorrow we'll have some better price action. No, we have not taken any trades. We have not taken any trades in this session. We are getting a nice bounce off that 5-minute busy here. Nice bounce off that level. Got about 7 minutes left on our 15-minute candle. So we're kind of just waiting to see what type of reaction we get. Alright, because after seeing this wick above, doesn't make me necessarily want to go long. Makes me think price wants to retrace all the way back down to the bottom of our range. Look at that 15-minute candle. This isn't telling me long right now. This 15-minute candle is not telling me long right now. Neither is the 5. The only thing on the 5-minute is this bullish fair value gap and order block. We are seeing a bounce from that level. But again, I'm just gonna wait for something better. Wait for something clear, and then we'll hop on it. We'll execute a trade. Look for something. How are you guys doing today, though, in terms of your accounts? Is everybody kind of around break even? Anybody in the positive? Anybody in the red? Down a little bit? Okay, red. About to blue. Okay, someone's in the green. So it seems like the majority of people are kind of in the red, which, you know, that's how I am today too, so it makes sense. Yeah, it's one of those days where we're controlling our risk management to where we're not risking too much. Look at that move, strong move down. We're about to close on this 5-minute candle. Let's see if we displace here. Yeah, we're getting that displacement now. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. We could inverse this fair value gap here on the 5. Let's go, Bahama Llama. About to pass the profit firm. Alright guys, this could turn into an inverse here. Alright, we have this 1-minute order block. Might look to take it short and try to target these lows down here. See if price is finally going to try to break through. I mean, we still have some time on the 15-minute, but this right here is still looking like a pretty strong liquidity sweep to me. Let's see this 5-minute inverse here, if it really does turn into an inverse or act as an inverse. We didn't even touch into it yet. You know, we're seeing that drop, right? So I still haven't really had an entry that I'd want to take just yet, but we did get strong displacement, leaving behind a fair value gap. We've got a 5-minute inverse fair value gap now. So we'll see what happens here, because remember, this 15-minute and 5-minute fair value gap have acted as very strong support so far. But again, we're creating this inverse and balanced price range on the 5-minute. Could be a good target for us to find an entry now. You know, we're kind of getting left behind here. Obviously, you're not going to see me chase. You've probably heard me say that about 100 times so far in like the past 3 weeks. But it's my style, guys. Don't chase that tail. Don't chase it. How old am I? I am 23. 23. Just turned 23 back in December. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. Well, I was like, well, if I'm not going to make it into the MLB or the NFL, I got to get really good at something else. So that's when I got into trading. Boom, boom, boom. I was about 20 when I got into trading. Yeah, 20, back like kind of COVID. But I was kind of like half into it. I wasn't fully diving into it back then. I really started fully diving into it 2 years ago is when I really went like all in. I had a really good basic understanding of trading, but I was kind of half in, half out. But then like 2 years ago is when I was like, you know what, I'm going in on this. I'm taking it. I'm not, you know, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to half-ass it, right? I'm going to go all in. So I decided to do that a little over 2 years ago. Started studying all the time. And it took a long time to find any kind of success. You know, it took about, how long did it take? You know, probably about a year. So it probably took me about a year and a half to 2 years to start seeing real success. Right, so it's been about a year since then. A little over a year. Okay, we're not really getting any opportunities here, guys. We're not getting any opportunities here. Price is just kind of running away from us here. We're hitting that TP that I talked about. But again, I didn't have any entry I wanted to take. I wasn't going to chase the breakout. I wanted to see if we retraced into this inverse, I would have taken that short right away. I would have taken that short right away if we entered into that inverse. We just didn't do that, so you know, didn't really get the opportunity. But our idea is still there. The idea is still here. We have this BPR that we're forming now. We did just grab liquidity. right? So now we come down and grab sell side right after grabbing buy side. Let's see what we do if we can come back up, and find a good level to actually get in. In terms of mentor, not really specifically. I mean, I used to learn supply and demand, and there's this one guy I learned a lot from, and then I learned stuff from Danny, and then that was like when I first started, and then I found ICT, and I just started watching like as many videos on YouTube as I could find, and that's how I did all my learning. I just started watching a ton of ICT videos, learning as much as I could. Started putting it into practice, started doing all my back testing, started losing money, and then, yeah, so it took a while, but never really like a specific trading mentor in terms of like my strategy besides just ICT. Kind of both. I do take notes very mentally, but I also like to write things down. Back when I started learning, I wrote every little note down that I could think of. Like if you see my notebook, right, I have tons of pages of notes because that definitely helped me be able to go back when I was learning a strategy, and I could go back and look at that again. Be like, okay, I just heard this term. What does that term mean? Like I heard fair value gap. I heard ICT talking about fair value gap, but I don't really know exactly what that is yet. So I'd go back into my notes, see what that means while I'm watching a video, and then look at my charts and kind of start charting those levels out, until I really got it down. Yeah, I could show you the notebook. Alright, so 15-minute just closed. Back into this imbalance again. Back to the bottom of this range. Grab some sell side. Remember that lunchtime reversal I always talk about, guys. Let's say we do get that lunchtime reversal. I expect us to come back down to a discount if that happens. Try to push all the way down back here to like 18,212. Don't know necessarily if we're going to get that much of a drop. But if we do displace lows, I do think we'll drop all the way back down to here, back down to our discount. Besides that, I'm just kind of waiting. Seeing our hourly is about to close here. Hourly is extremely bearish here. Alright, we come up, grab liquidity, and we're dropping all the way down. This hourly candle looks like we're going to close very bearish. And we look like we want to come back down and target some sell side down here. Right, try to rebalance some of this gap. But it's just about finding a good entry. It's about finding a good entry, especially when we have not displaced these fair value gaps yet, or this 5-minute fair value gap. Alright, we keep bouncing off this level, not wanting to displace our lows. So yeah, I don't know if anybody did and try to get in those shorts from up here. I obviously did not. But that like I always say, that's a part of my strategy, is the displacement retracement, and it's worked so well for me before. Wow, look at that drop. For a long time, to where why would I change up my strategy just to try to catch some trades, right? So, wow, okay, that's a strong displacement candle there. Very strong displacement candle. Yeah, these shorts look like we want to come rebalance the market back down to a discount. Let's see. So now what I'm looking for is when I see a displacement candle like this, and then we form this fair value gap with that candle, right? Let's say we form an order block or a fair value gap here. Now I'm expecting price to try to retrace up into this level, and I'm looking for shorts off that fair value gap. Right, and then I'm looking to catch them down to VWAP, and I'm looking to catch them down all the way back down to a discount. Obviously, they're not letting us get involved right now. Price keeps running. That's all right. We have 1 minute left on this hourly candle, so we might want to let it open and kind of see what happens first. But again, I have not had any opportunity here that I've really wanted to take short. There has not been any opportunity. So, no FOMO. I'm sure some of you have FOMO right now if you didn't trade this. You got to learn to let that go. Look at that drop. Well, there's that lunchtime reversal I talked about. Just they didn't give us any opportunity. Jeez. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy drop. What was that? What do we have coming out right now? We're about to have... Yeah, we still have an hour until consumer credit. We still have an hour until consumer credit, so... I mean, that's just an insane drop there, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you there. You know, didn't have an opportunity to get in, and at least we had the idea. But like I said, we're going to come down into... Oh wait, we still have 10 minutes left on this hourly. I said we're going to come down into a discount into the PD array, and now we see if we respect this PD array, like this fair value gap here, you know, and we start pumping, I'm going to still look for longs to take us back up to the highs, because now we've rebalanced this market. Now we've came back down into a discount. And look at that reaction we're getting now. Look at that reaction, all right? Okay, so now I'm expecting, after that, price to try to come back up. About 10 minutes left on this 15-minute, but we're looking pretty bullish now. Okay, again, still don't have an entry yet. There's still not an entry that I want to take just yet. Obviously, we have this crazy momentum. Let's see, if we start to bounce off VWAP, I'll start to look for an entry. Right? But, you know, stop loss is kind of tough here because we wouldn't be able to keep it below the lows, and we still have all this bearish momentum. But again, I like that move back up. So we're going to just wait and see what happens here at VWAP. See if we do get a continuation or if this is really just going to take us all the way back down. Right, it's kind of like that turtle soup idea, right? Where we take internal liquidity, we grab that liquidity, and then we drop it and we target external, right? So to me, external is these lows down here at London low. You know, if we're going to keep dropping, I think we're going to target London lows down here. So I'm just going to keep being patient. Obviously, this hourly candle is very bearish now. We're targeting this balanced price range down here. Yeah, at this point, you're not going to see me enter off any of this yet. You're not going to see me enter off any of this. Yeah, pretty crazy drop. And you know, sometimes you're gonna get bummed out because you're like, man, I was literally like 2 ticks away from my entry that I wanted to take, and then it just dropped, right? So I didn't get to enter. Yeah, it sucks, and sometimes it's gonna be a hard thing to get over. But if it doesn't hit your entry level that you want to take, you know, if it doesn't hit my level, I'm not taking it, right? If it doesn't hit my level, I'm not taking it. Can't get FOMO if I end up missing out on that move because that's what I was willing to do from the start. Okay, now we do have this bearish unicorn setting up here. In the 5-minute, high, low, higher, high. Displacement, fair value gap here. Barely overlapping this. Right here. This candle here would be that breaker candle on the 5-minute. Right, remember how I said when we form these strong displacement candles and then we form an order block, when we trade back up into that fair value gap above that order block, I'm looking to target that as an entry. All right, so if this downward momentum continues, okay, and this 5-minute closes and we come up and we grab liquidity, I'm going to look to continue to short this, or I'm going to look to short this. Because now we look like we're targeting our external sell side liquidity down at London low. Look at that reaction on the daily candle there, guys. That's a crazy reaction off our order block. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. It's also going to be key to see how this 15-minute closes, if we come back up and respect this fair value gap here, or if we're really going to disrespect it. All right, we're forming this 5-minute order block. So yeah, if we come up to here, I'm looking for an entry up in this level now. I'm looking for an entry up in this level. Let's say we leave this one behind again and we displace this 5-minute order block. That's my next entry I'm looking for. Right, and then where are we targeting? We're targeting our next lows. Okay, we're targeting these lows. We're targeting these lows, right? So forth. This is a pretty strong reversal. This to me doesn't just look like a retracement move. This looks like a reversal move, right? We have a strong reversal pattern, strong displacement candle. Okay, you could get an entry in the shorts here if you'd like. If you think that this one is going to continue, you could still get a short entry from here off this order block here. And it wouldn't be a terrible entry, you just wouldn't have very good risk management. Right, and that's why I want to wait for us to get that retracement up to that fair value gap. Have good risk management up here. Solid entry. Right, if you wanted to be more aggressive, you could get that short entry here. Maybe keep your stop above VWAP. Could be a decent entry. For me, I want to wait for that confirmation. Wait for that setup, but we still obviously look very bearish, and we might not even come back up to this fair value gap and breaker up here. But I'm going to wait just in case we do. Or if we get displacement of this order block and then we touch that order block, I'm going in short again. Right, so these breakout moves, I wait for those order blocks and fair value gaps to form. I wait for retracement into them, and then I get an entry. Yes, 100%. I do think we're going to continue to drop. I do think we're going to continue to drop. The VIX is pumping now. The VIX is pumping. DXY is pumping. We saw a clean break of structure, clean bearish breaker, 5-minute, 15-minute. Yeah, look at ES as well. Extremely bearish. So we've got about 2 minutes left on this hourly candle, on this 15-minute candle. Okay, what I would like to see on this hourly time frame is for us to start, come up, right? Come up into that 5-minute right here, and then drop. The SMT, where are you talking about SMT? Let's see. So ES did come up here and take out the high as well with NQ. Is that what you meant up here? Because technically this wouldn't be SMT because we see ES and NQ sweeping the high. if you can see what I'm talking about. Yes, exactly. Like I said, you could get a short entry from here, guys. It could still be a solid entry. Right, we're seeing that breakdown right now. Right, could be a solid entry. I'm just waiting for this hourly candle to close here. But again, if we displace this 5 minute here and we retrace into it, now I'm looking for an entry off this 5 minute. Right, we're touched into this balanced price range here. Look at the bounce off that 15-minute balanced price range. We saw us respect that earlier. Right, but if we displace this 5 minute break or this 5 minute order block here, I'm looking for this 5 minute order block as my next entry. Okay, if we fail to displace, I'm waiting for price to retrace back up above the order block. Okay, we didn't displace. We got pretty close there. We got pretty close, but we did not see displacement. Look at that strong close on the hourly. I want to see us start going up and then drop. Okay, I still might look for an entry here. I'm just going to be patient and see. If we start to get a reaction off this order block, I will look to get an entry in the shorts and target London low down here. Just waiting patiently. Want to see that reaction before, because we didn't get displacement, so I want to see that reaction. All right, want to see that reaction just in case we do come back up to that level that I wanted to short from earlier. Okay, we're seeing that movement up. Okay, this is why I'm waiting. This is why I always wait for a reaction before I get an entry, right? Because we didn't displace. We're seeing us come back up. We're not really respecting this order block. That's why you're seeing me waiting. That's why I'm waiting for an entry. That's why I like waiting for a reaction too. Yeah, we're reacting off that 15-minute balance price range, as we can see. And we're forming a BPR up here as well, which could be another target on the 15-minute. Again, this is that next level. I'm looking for an entry up here. All right, this 5-minute fair value gap here. So let's see. You know, if we do get a strong bounce off this order block, I will look to take it short. But if we continue to pump, I'm going to wait for us to come up into this level. All right, back into our unicorn up here. Dun, 2 minutes left on our 5-minute candle. Now we're seeing this hourly start bullish, which I want to see us start bullish, come up, and then drop. Right, my ideal entry would be up here. My secondary entry would be down here. So let's just pump us up into that unicorn. Great resistance level, great entry model. A+ setup for me. Look at this strong 1 minute order block here. This 5 minute order block, we could still see a reaction back down, especially if we come up to VWAP. Alright, one minute left on this 5 minute candle. We're trying to pump. Like I said, if we start to drop aggressively, I'm going to look for an entry down here. But not until I start to see that drop. Five minutes about to close. We're finally pushing up a little bit. Patience, 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 guys. No need to rush here. Still haven't taken a trade. Still waiting for that setup. All right. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. All right. We can also still see what kind of reaction we're going to get off VWAP. All right, I might get a more aggressive entry here. I'm thinking about the aggressive entry. I have not entered yet. No entry just yet, guys. No entry. Just kind of waiting here. Okay, I just got an entry, half a lot, guys, half a lot. Alright, this is still the more aggressive entry. Remember, this is my secondary entry. Okay, this is me not waiting for that retracement into the 5 minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my stop just above this high, 51 ticks. Only half a lot right now. Just half a lot. Okay, remember, more aggressive here. I'm being more aggressive because we are still seeing a reaction off VWAP and we're seeing a reaction off this order block. Alright. But I understand if you want to stay out of this position because this is more aggressive, because we could definitely still retrace up into that 5 minute. Okay, so I would target this low down here, about 70 ticks just about, and then continue to target our London lows. I'll let you know if I do add into a full. I'm not going to add into a full just yet, but if we start to drop, I will. Okay, not just yet. Okay, I just added into a full, so pretty low entry, which means my stop isn't going to be great. 18,198. Alright, new entry. So I'm going to move my stop a little bit down. You know, it's not ideal where I'm going to have it. I'm going to keep it at 55 ticks, 18,211.75. 211.75. There we go. Let's see if we can get that follow through on this trade. And if we can get that drop, all right, we are back into that BPR, which might be tough to break through. But I'm going to look for first TP down at this low, about 58 ticks. Okay, so first TP is going to be this low right here. Again, we're back into that BPR, so we could see a bounce again. So I want to be careful in this trade. All right, you could always just move your stop to break even, make it risk-free, because we might bounce. We might bounce from that level. We're seeing that bounce right now. Like I said, guys, more aggressive entry here. Seeing if we're going to catch that breakout. And if we don't, well, I'll take the stop, and I'll wait for that re-entry back up here in that 5 minute. Obviously, it's going to be hard to break through this, but still, 15 minute still looks bearish here. Just not liking that bounce that we're seeing off the BPR so far. So we'll see what happens here. See what happens. You can always move your stop down a little bit if you want as well. You don't have to have it at 55 ticks. Okay, we're just sitting at break even at this point. Sitting at break even. See if we can get that breakdown here. I've got my limit order set down here. 18.18325 or 25 is where it's set right now. Okay, so about 59 ticks for first TP. Again, we're gonna have to see some aggressive bearish momentum here, or else this one might retrace back up into that 5 minute. Alright, I'm not liking this bounce. Still holding my stop where it is for now. We'll see here if we want to push through. And if we do, alright, that second entry up here. Yeah, that's a pretty aggressive push. Pretty aggressive push there. Looks like we're aiming for that 5 minute level that we have charted out. Yeah, looks like we're trying to pump through now off that BPR. There we go, Bahama Llama. Not sure how you passed. Did you inverse me there? BPR is balanced price range. So it's when we have one fair value gap overlapping another fair value gap. And we often see that still act as a strong support or resistance level. And I actually just talked about them in our educational session, and I'm gonna have that uploaded just after this. Okay, we're coming right back down. Nice, you just scalped that quick short. There we go. Good stuff, man. Okay, so we're just kind of chilling. If you guys want to take, you could also cut some losers here if you want. We're just above break even. Okay, but we're still looking not too bad here. But again, you could always cut your losers early. Wait for us to retrace back up, maybe into this 15 minute up here, into the 5 minute up here. It looks like that's kind of what we're going to be targeting. But there's still potential that we drop from here and that we don't even go up, right? So that's why I'm still holding this one. So I'm still holding it. Like I said, though, you always have the option. If you want to cut your losers, you cut your losers. You want to get out break even. If we go back to break even, you can always get out. Right, but I'm not going to add into a loser. Remember, I only add into winners, and I'll only cut my losers. We're about to close on this 5 and 15 minute. We're kind of just sitting in this range. Like I said, that's the one thing I'm worried about, is that we come up, grab into this fair value gap here, and then drop, right? And that's okay. If I do get stopped out, then I'll get a re-entry and we'll still be able to catch that trade. Okay, about to close the 5 and 15 minute. See what happens here. Back at break even. Alright, so now we do have this target up here. If we do have that target, I'm going to move my stop down to 50 ticks just above this high. Okay, so I'm going to move my stop down to 50. So 18.2, 10.50 is my new stop. Just cut a little bit of risk there, not much. And now I'm going to see what happens. Alright, our last 5 minute candle looks very bearish, but we're still sitting in this little range that we've made. Yet another trade that we get into that just chops right after we get into it. We've been really having to be very patient recently. Just waiting for these trades to play out. Okay, so we're still sitting at break even. We really have not done much at all since we've entered this trade. Let's see if this one will break out. Right, if we start to pump aggressively, I'll probably cut my losers early and then wait for us to come back up here. Right, if I see an aggressive pump, I'll just get out and wait for us to come up here. Right, so that's kind of my plan right now. If we are going to pump, that's what you'll see me do. I'll just get out of the position early. Just want to see us come back down. Alright, so I'll let you know if I do sell early before my stop gets hit. Just depends how aggressive our move is. Okay, I still want to see us come down and hit our TP here. We're just not breaking out of this range yet. And remember what I always do, right when I hit first TP, I move my stop to break even. And then evaluate from there if I want to, move my stop into profit. If I want to keep it at break even and give it some room to run all the way to our overall TP. We just can't seem to break through. But we're right there, guys. We are right there. We're very close. Very close to breaking through. Let's just see if we can get some volume to pick up, get some momentum in here, take us down. You can see our 5 minutes still respected that order block. We're seeing that reaction off that 5 minute order block. But again, this one's really struggling here. Yeah, so if we start to pump, I'll cut it. Other than that, I'm letting this one run. Let's see if we can now push through this this BPR, or if we're going to see another bounce. Remember, first TP is about 59 ticks here. We're almost at our first TP. There we go. There we go. Oh man. I might just take first TP, guys. I'm just going to take first TP. I just took it. I just took first TP, guys, so I didn't even want to wait for it to come down and hit my limit. There we go. It hit it either way. So my stop's at break even now. Stop's at break even, and now I'm going to let this one ride. My break even moved down a little bit to 18,194.75. So my break even is now there. I don't know why it moved down so much. We're almost already back to it. We're almost back to my break even here. So it looks like it might just be a quick scalp for us. But at least we took our profit above a 1-to-1. I mean, we got strong 5-minute displacement here. Just that 15-minute that keeps failing. This 15-minute, we got to see that one continue. Okay, we're teasing me right now. We're getting awfully close to my stop. Within the tick of my stop. Let's see if we come take me out. Yeah, we're very close here. Very close. It's just hovering right around my stop loss. Alright, now I'm out. Now I'm out. I'm gonna wait to get back in here. Let's look at our levels. Pretty strong bounce we're seeing. When I look at that 15-minute, that does not make me want to hop back in the shorts just yet. Alright, we saw that rejection from the balance price range. I mean, you could get another re-entry in the shorts from this 5-minute order block again. Okay, I just kind of want to be patient here. Okay, so quick scalp so far. Come back and get stopped at break even. 59 ticks on that. Half the position hit 59 ticks. Obviously, the other half came back up, and we didn't get profit on that one, on that half of the position. But still a solid entry for us to catch that move. Like I said, that was my secondary entry, but it still worked out. 5 minutes still looks like we're getting a nice bounce. So, you know, that re-entry here, you could have gotten it off the 5-minute. Just this 15-minute candle that I'm being a little bit cautious of because of that bounce price range that we keep bouncing off of. But we did get strong displacement on the 5-minute, which is a good sign. We're obviously seeing that drop again. Alright, but I'm going to continue to be patient. But I do think that we'll come down and target our London low. You know, we might drop right now. Again, this 15-minute candle here. Right, that would be my next entry would be, okay, 15-minute displacement. Look for retracement and then take it short down to London low. Or we come back up into our balanced price range up here, wait for a reaction, take it short. So far, a very good reaction again, though, off our retest of that order block after seeing displacement. I don't know why my break even moved down so far. I thought it would have stayed around the same spot. Either way, we're all good. Yeah, some people might still be in. You might have gotten a better entry than me. Is anybody else still holding this trade, or is everybody kind of out? I know D-Shot this is still on this. Yeah, I mean, these shorts still look pretty nice right here. Again, another level to take profit there. Wick below, come right back up. Another 1 minute order block here. Right, this 1 minute order block could be another entry if we see a reaction off of it. But again, we come grab liquidity, we pump right back up. Crazy 1 minute candle on this one. We've got about 5 minutes until this 15-minute candle closes. Like I said, waiting for that displacement on the 15 will really tell us if we're going to continue. Look how we bounced off this 15-minute bullish fair value gap down here. We barely touched into it, and we're seeing that bounce again. Let's see how we react off this 1 minute. Because we're getting some aggressive movement back up now off that 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Yeah, so this is when it's difficult. When you're looking at that 15 and 5 minute compared to the 1 minute, and you see a 15-minute candle like really respecting our support levels, but the 1 minute is running right through those levels, it can be kind of difficult to get, you know, that conviction in your trade. All right, those shorts look good again. I didn't get an entry. I was thinking about getting an entry, didn't get an entry yet. All right, but they're bouncing again off this 1 minute order block. I mean, look at that. They're still dropping. I don't know if anybody got a re-entry or if anybody's still holding. But we are struggling to break through this 15-minute fair value gap here. We keep seeing us bounce off this level. A lot of long wicks here. All right, another 5-minute order block forming. Would like to see displacement of this 5-minute order block. I want to see displacement of this 5-minute order block here. All right, don't want to see that bounce from our 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps. It's about 3 minutes until the close of this one. I want to see us close below this low here. Right, I mean, a lot of re-entry opportunities once we retest this 1 minute, right? But they're just a little bit riskier because of the bounce we're seeing from our support levels. But we keep retesting and we look like we're trying to break through. But you see that how strong the support level is when every time we try to touch into it, we bounce. Alright, so if I was still holding my original position, I would probably have my stop into profit, you know, maybe above this high right here. That's probably what I would be doing. Now I'm just waiting for this close of the 15-minute here. Now this is also a bullish unicorn setup as well. Breaker unicorn, we see this low, high, lower, low, displacement of the high, fair value gap left behind. Still respecting that breaker block. Well, technically, actually, no. This would be that breaker up here, and we did close below. Let's look at the 5-minute and see if we have anything. Yeah, technically, we have disrespected our 15 and 5-minute bullish breakers. Okay, 1 minute until close of this 15. I want to see if we get displacement or if we're going to bounce back up and then continue up to these highs up here, or up to this fair value gap up here. So far we're in the profit. Not anything crazy. Obviously it was just a scalp. And we're seeing that reaction right back up. Looks like we're going to still close without displacing. Let's see. Okay, so we displaced the order block, which is good. We haven't displaced this low. But we did displace this order block. Right, I'm gonna continue to be patient here. Right, obviously we look like shorts want to continue. But again, bouncing from this BPR, respecting, not displacing the low on the 15-minute. 30-minute, respecting this bullish fair value gap. Looks like we want to head back up here. Looks like we want to head back up to the highs. I do want to see what kind of reaction. If we get a strong reaction off this 15-minute bearish order block, I'll look to take it short here. Right, I'll look for another short entry if we do that. Waiting, looking for a setup. Alright, I just got in half a lot, guys. I just got in half a lot in the shorts. Half a lot. Half a lot. An aggressive play, but I like the reaction we're seeing off of that 15-minute order block. Okay, so my entry is 18,185.25. This is more aggressive. Alright, so be aware of that. I'll keep my stop above. Probably just above this high. About 40 ticks, 18,195.25. Still in half a lot. Have not added into a full. Haven't really had a chance to add into a full just yet. Alright, but my next target would be the lows at Asia low and London low. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, since I'm only in half a position, you know, I might just move my stop down a little bit. I might just move my stop to break even here, guys. I'm just going to move my stop to break even, and I'm going to see if this one will run down. Okay, it's a risk-free trade now. I'm not going to take profit just yet. You can take profit if you did enter into a full, right? We did hit more than a 1-to-1. 40 tick stop, we hit 47 ticks. At this point, I haven't added into a full, so I'm just going to let this one run and see if we do come down and take out Asia low, London low, and that's where I'll sell. Alright, but I just want to make this a risk-free trade now, since I haven't sold anything. But I do love that reaction we're seeing. Look at the reaction off that 15-minute order block, guys. And we are pumping, or we are dumping down. Right, so take first TP if you want. You've hit 52 ticks. That's up to you. I'm just going to let this one ride with my stop at break even. And we'll see what happens. Risk-free trade. I only gotten half a lot, so I'd like to give this one some room to run, but still make it a risk-free trade. You know, maybe if we retrace up into this 1 minute fair value gap here, I'll add into a full and then I'll move my stop up a little bit. But if we just keep dropping, I'm just going to let this one ride down to Asia low, London low. And look at our 15-minute time frame here. Obviously, we have this 15-minute order block here. We're going to have to push through that. We definitely could see a reaction off of it. We're seeing a reaction off of it as we speak. Right, so make sure you're taking your profit. You know, 66 ticks have been hit. I would love to see us come back into this 1 minute fair value gap here. And if we can get a bounce from this level, right, I'll add into a full, and then I will move my stop up a little bit just to give a little bit of room. But if we just pump through and take out my break-even stop, like, you know, if we're pumping aggressively, I'm not going to look to add. So I'll just let this one run right now, see what happens. Either way, risk-free trade. Alright, so we've hit 65 ticks. We're still sitting right above a 1-to-1. So, like I said, if you did add into a full, you can definitely take your profit. Right now I don't want to add into a full because we're all the way down here. It's going to bring my break even pretty far down. But if we got a retracement move, you know, back into this fair value gap, I might look to add into a full. Besides that, I'm just going to kind of let it run. Especially if we come down and displace London low and Asia low aggressively, you know, and come down to these lows, I'll definitely just let that one keep going. We're seeing us react off this 15-minute order block, 5-minute order block. So we're really going to have to see price push through. But we have a lot of momentum to the downside so far. And this has been a great reaction off that 15-minute order block. Did I move my Asia low? Why is my... Oh, is my Asia low at a different spot? I might have accidentally moved it. Where was our Asia low? Right here. Okay, so we did just hit Asia low. Yeah, so another reason for a good for taking TP. Thanks for reminding me. Right, even if we do come up and hit my stop loss at break even, I won't be too upset. I won't be upset, I mean. But yeah, this was a great TP level if you wanted to take it. Obviously, we just hit 75 ticks. You know, if I was in a full lot, you would have seen me take that profit already. 100% I would have taken profit. Okay, now we're bouncing. I might get stopped to break even. We'll see. Back into this 5-minute order block. You know, if I do get stopped, I'll still look for another entry. And I might, you know, if we start to drop, I'll add into a full. And then I'll just move my stop up a little bit, give myself some room just in case we want to retrace a little bit more. But the issue with that is turning a winning trade or a break-even trade into a losing trade, right? Which is not something I like to do. Because if I add into a full and my stop loss moves down and then I move my stop up, then I just turned... Okay, that just stopped me out somehow. Where was my... Oh yeah, because my break-even moved down a little bit. Oh, you know what it is, guys? I have NQ pulled up instead of MNQ. My bad. Yeah, so it did stop me out. MNQ did hit that 8.5 level. It did hit that 8.5 level. I need to pull up MNQ here. Sorry, I go back and forth so much between the two. Okay, so we don't really have our levels charted out. Right, but we had that 15-minute order block here. Still seeing us bounce from that level. So I might look for a re-entry. So that was a break-even trade for me. Hopefully it wasn't break-even for you if you guys took profit, you know, if you guys got into a full position. Or if you guys just scalped it. Alright, so we have our lows down here. So we're still seeing that bounce kind of from that 5 and 15-minute order block. So I'm going to wait, kind of be patient for that next entry. You know, we did take our Asia low. So good TP level there. We're really bouncing here. So let's see what we do when this 5-minute comes back into this order block. Not really looking for a re-entry just yet. But if we do start to react again, you know, off this order block, I'll look for another re-entry. Alright, but I'm going to need to see this 15-minute really react, because we could, you know, pump all the way back up into this imbalance above. We still are respecting this BPR. Alright, that's that BPR I was talking about. We still are respecting that level. We see us come all the way back up. Alright, so we could be targeting, you know, up here, we could be targeting this fair value gap up here. Fifteen-minute closes in about 2 minutes. Alright, we're still not pushing through it. But I want to continue with patience here. Okay, we're in the green right now. I want to make sure I'm catching a good trade. A+ setup. Alright, 15 minutes starting to look a little bullish, trying to push back up into this order block. Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting for this 15-minute here. We've got 1 minute left on it. I want to see the reaction it gets. I want to see if it tries to push right through this order block or if we get another bounce again and we head right back down for the lows. Yeah, I mean, so far two scalps. Obviously, I didn't take profit on that second one, but two winners so far. See how this 15-minute opens here. Right, with this like bullish structure forming, I want to make sure we're actually going to really drop, right? And break, try to take out this 1 minute order block here if I'm going to look for those shorts. Because if not, these longs could step in all the way back up to here. Right, we could actually catch a pretty good long setup if that's the case. Okay, we opened down. 15 minutes starting to look pretty bullish. Just got to see what we do at this order block. Okay, if we displace these highs, leaving behind this 1 minute bullish order block, right? I'm gonna start thinking about longs, but we got to see that displacement because we're still in this 15-minute bearish order block. But seeing the structure and this bounce after we take out Asia low, right? It looks like we might want to come back up into this 5-minute and 15-minute imbalance. So I'm just going to be patient because if we don't see any displacement, right, we will head right back down. Okay, we're starting to look like we want to break structure back down again. Just kind of reading. We can get faked out by the 1 minute time frame a lot. And that's why you keep seeing me going back to the 5 and the 15. Right? I'm looking at multiple time frames. Hourly, we saw a long wick up, long wick down. Same thing on the 4 hour. All right, we're almost into our last hour of the day. We're almost into power hour. Yeah, we did, and that's why I started to think about longs, right? We tapped into this 1 hour bullish order block. Come back, respect this 1 hour fair value gap. We come down to this 15-minute order block, pump. 5-minute order block, pump. Right, and that's why I'm starting to think longs might step in all the way back up to here. Right, I've just been waiting for that displacement because until they displace, I'm not, 100% convinced. Yeah, setting up to look like a power of 3. I don't consider it a valid power of 3 until we close above this high. Right, got to see 1 minute displacement at least. So we closed barely above this high. Alright, I'm going to start looking for longs. No, it doesn't mean I'm going to enter into them, but I'm going to start looking for them to see, you know, we might start to pump from here. I mean, we still haven't gotten strong displacement yet, but we have closed above this high. So we are in between, but the 1 minute, right, 15 minute are starting to look pretty bullish. Especially we took Asia low again, and we've been bouncing from higher time frame, a higher time frame order block. We're just moving up and down right now, up and down. Okay, if we start to pump from this 1 minute, I'm going to look to get in long. We are not getting a lot of volume. Okay, I'm testing the longs out here with half a lot, guys. Longs with half a lot here. I'm going to test them out. 18191 is my entry. Going to test them. I'm going to keep my stop down below about 40 ticks, 18181. And wow. Crazy drop there. Almost took me out. I was literally placing my stop loss. Now we're right back to break even. If we continue to pump, I'll add into a full. I just added into a full, guys. I added into a full. Add into a full in the longs here. Alright, we get that little move down. Look at the 5 minute. We're looking pretty bullish here on the 5 minute. 4 minute, 5 minute order block. Want to see us pump. 15 minutes starting to look pretty bullish. Just want to see us pump through this order block now. See if we can go for these highs. Okay, so my entry is 18191.75. Keeping my stop down below 40 ticks just below these lows, 18181.75. And let's see if we can get that breakout now. Okay, probably look to take first TP around this high up here. Probably about 74 ticks. Okay, my reasoning here, guys, we're bouncing off that 1 hour order block here very strongly, bullish order block. 15 minute, we're bouncing very strongly, we're respecting that balanced price range. 5 minute, we're forming a bullish order block, we're trying to push through. And then 1 minute, we see a little power of 3 where we accumulate, manipulate, and now we're distributing, right? So I'm being a little more aggressive because I haven't waited for full displacement on the 1 minute. Okay, but we have closed above this one. Now I just want to see us push and try to close above these highs. So far, we're not seeing that follow through. Risking 40 ticks here. So let's see. First TP is at 1.85 risk to reward. Up at 18,212.25. We are not wanting to go up there. We are struggling here. Struggling. Okay, wow. Wow, what? I didn't even like, I couldn't even see that just happen. Okay, well, I just got stopped out there, just barely. Just barely. Pretty aggressive bearish candle on that one. Got stopped out by about 2 ticks there. Okay, we're still just consolidating here. I wanted to see that breakout happen right there. We almost had that breakout, just kind of failed, came back down, right back into this 1 minute order block again. So we're just kind of bouncing from level to level here. Alright, still waiting, still looking for a possible re-entry. Still looking for a possible re-entry. Just gonna need to see actual follow through here to the upside. Let's see if we get actual displacement. Right now we're just so choppy. We're so choppy. Okay, so if I was going to get a re-entry at this point, I'll probably wait for displacement of this high up here and then retracement. So there's a few reasons. If you look at the 1 hour time frame, look at this bounce we're seeing from this 1 hour bullish order block down here. After we swept Asia low, we see us bounce from a 30-minute, respecting our 30-minute fair value gap. We see us bounce from our 15-minute order block, respecting our 15-minute balanced price range. 5-minute, respecting our order block, right? So we also form this power of 3 here. We see a little accumulation, manipulate down, grabbing liquidity, and then we pump. All right, so that's why I think that, and we also have a target above. I might look for a re-entry here, but I might wait for a displacement. If we can displace this high up here, that would give me that extra confirmation. Displace and retrace. I don't want to rush into another trade and then for us to get a manipulative candle to come right back and stop us out and keep chopping, right? I want to see us break out of this chop, try to displace the highs. Okay, 5-minute order block. So we're just kind of chilling in this level right now. But I do think these longs are going to still try to step in. But I'm just going to wait for that displacement move here. I'm not going to get an entry until I see displacement. Alright, we're still chopping. We can't seem to break out of this accumulation yet. Yeah, the hourly is almost about to close here. Heading into power hour. See a power hour pump. Come up, we form an imbalance above. Got some liquidity up there. Alright, so I'm just waiting. I think, we might not pump until this hourly candle closes. We might not see anything happen. That's why I'm waiting now. Right, and if I miss out on the move, I miss out. But now I want to be very patient. Because you saw how we got this entry, and then price came back down and manipulated us, right, to take our stop, and then comes right back up. Right, so if we can wait for displacement, wait for this hourly candle to close, we could catch a pretty solid entry here. Still no displacement. 1 more minute left on this hourly. Just want to see us close above. Close above this high. We're really not seeing any volume right now. See how this hourly candle closes here. Yeah, I mean, I really expect the longs to come back in. Really expect the longs to come back in. Alright, hourly just closed. Hourly closed bullish there. Barely bullish. Okay, maybe we get a bounce off this 5-minute order block. Potentially for an entry in the longs. Okay, I'm going to get an entry in the longs there. I'm going to get an entry. I'm not waiting for displacement here. I think the breakout's coming. This is not a great entry for me whatsoever. That is probably the worst entry I've gotten in a long time. But I'm expecting that breakout to happen. I'm trying to get in. Okay, I'm going to keep my stop down about 50 ticks here and let this one run. Come up here to these highs. And maybe try to just swing this for the rest of the hour if we don't get stopped out down here. So 18,183.50 is going to be my stop. Obviously, guys, that's probably the worst entry you've seen me take so far, but I am expecting that breakout to happen. And I could still have a decent stop loss down here, right? And I might just let this one run. You know, maybe even keep my stop. I don't want to keep my stop beneath these lows. I don't want to have a 61 tick stop. So I'm probably going to keep it where it is, 50 ticks. And just wait for that expansion move to happen. Wait for that distribution to happen. I'm in a full. And again, if we manipulate and come stop me out, I'll take my loss and I'll call it a day. Okay, I obviously didn't get the best entry. Playing this one more aggressive, expecting that breakout to happen. And we're seeing a lot of manipulation in this market so far. In this trade, so you know, if I get stopped out, I'll call it a day, take my losses. I'm in a full. I meant to go in a half and I double clicked, but again, I don't hate being in a full here. Right, we're not seeing that follow through. Not loving what I'm seeing so far. You know, if I get eaten up on this one, that's how I know I need to walk away, right? If I get eaten up, I'll know I need to walk away. I'll call it a day. I'll take my losses and I'll run. Okay, but if we do see that momentum pick up, you know, I expect us to come at least up here for 100 ticks, up into that 5-minute and 15-minute imbalance. Okay, so we're back to break even. Back to break even here. Alright, if you want to cut your losses, you can cut your losses. You can try to get out of break even. I'm going to hold this one through. I want to hold this one through, see if that breakout comes. All right, 15 minute to me looks extremely bullish, guys. 15 minute to me looks extremely bullish. Just blew your account. How'd you blow your account? Just want to see us do something. Want to see us pump here. Okay, we're right around break even again. Just chilling, just below break even. We can't seem to, I mean, we've barely been above our break even so far in this trade. Obviously, because my entry was at the top. But everything to me still looks bullish, and I still think we're targeting this 15-minute imbalance and this 5-minute imbalance above, as well as our hourly imbalance right here, right? So VWAP is our target right now. I do think we're going to come up and target that. Just got to see that breakout actually happen for us to stop accumulating here. Okay, we're starting to move now. We're starting to move. We need to see displacement here on the 1 minute. Continuation. Don't want to see more chop. Want to see us actually break out here. Want to see us actually break out here. There we go. We're starting to move now. My first TP is going to be at 18,210.25. So first TP is about 57 ticks. Let's see some 1 minute displacement here. I swear, if we come back down and fail to displace again. There we go. There's some 1 minute displacement. That's what we need to see there. Continue to push up. Push to our first TP. Take out the highs. Alright, let's see if this one can run. Let's see if this one will run. Okay, 50 tick stop means your 1-to-1 would be 50 ticks. Right around here. I'm going to hold for 57 for my first TP. And then see how much we're going to push up. Alright, I like that we got 1 minute displacement. We left behind an order block down here. Fair value gap being left behind. Now we wait. Now we wait. Okay, 1 minute order block formed, fair value gap below. I want to see us bounce from here. I want to see us bounce, continue to go up, keep displacing here on the 5 minute. Yeah, this has been an interesting day so far. It's been kind of all over the place today. So like I said, I mean, if I end around break even, I'm not really that upset. I can live with that. Right, pretty tough conditions to trade in. But it's a lot of learning lessons for us, right? On how to trade these conditions, How to not let our emotions take control. You know, you saw me kind of get excited about this one, right? So maybe I let my emotions take a little bit, take a little bit of control, but I also had conviction that the longs were going to come in, right? So that's kind of a mental note for myself is, yeah, I had conviction in the trade, but maybe I let my emotion take over a little bit because I got a little too excited for this one, and that's why I ended up having my entry up here instead of waiting for it to be down here. All right, but so far not too bad. Let's see if we can continue to push through, push for the highs. Okay, we're moving good. That's the type of movement we want to see there. Nice 5-minute candle here. Nice 5-minute candle. Let's just see if we can get that continuation and at least hit our first TP. Move our stop to break even. Yeah, I would say, I don't know which one's tougher. That sounds like a pretty tough situation to be in. Can't say I've ever been in that situation before, so I can't really speak on it. But yeah, I mean, these conditions might be a little tougher than that. Alright, so we're getting close to first TP here. Remember, you can move your stop to break even, make this one risk-free. You can make this one risk-free. Not a bad idea because we do have this order block here. So keeping it below that order block, not the worst idea. ES does have these equal highs up here. Good target up here. Let's see if we can get a bounce off this 1-minute order block and just continue that trend up. Continue up to our first TP. It's slowly but surely moving up there. Slowly but surely. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I could do that. I would obviously wouldn't want to do that. I don't even think I could. Man, this price action is just so whack today. Wow. So whack. We're right back to break even again. Like, we have our target. Yeah, I still have my stop at the same place right now. I didn't move it to break even. I'm just going to let this one go. Let this one ride. Keep my stop where it is for now. And then obviously if we end up hitting our first TP, I'll move it to break even. This is just some crazy price action. This week has not been the best so far, guys. I mean, we haven't done too bad. We've done all right. I mean, for having such bad price action, I would say we've done pretty decent. Yesterday we had a pretty good day in the morning, and then prop firm session was pretty rough. Today we had a break-even day in the morning. Prop firm session is still up in the air. We're still finding out, but it has been rough so far. I mean, still a decent session, but we can't figure out what to do. We just can't figure out what to do. Yeah, honestly. I'm gonna hold my trade where it's at. We'll see if it'll run. Honestly, if we do break these highs, I'll probably just leave it for the rest of the day. or at least until New York is closed, and just kind of see if it'll keep running. You know, that power hour pump like we had yesterday. But obviously, yeah, you can move your stop to break even. If you just want to get out of this, you could also just get out and profit. I'll move my stop loss up a little bit to these lows. About 42 ticks, 18,185.50. Alright, so I'll move it up. Take out some risk here with this chop. You know, this is hard because you just see the trade, you can see it, you can vision what's going to happen, and then you see this kind of stuff happen, and it's just frustrating, right? Because you know that the possibility for that trade is there, your conviction is there, but then you just see this crazy choppy price action, manipulation back and forth, you know, kind of all over the place, like we're seeing right now. There's so much manipulation in this market. But I hope you guys understand what I mean by manipulation. We like just these little moves right here. These little moves that, you know, we're about to see continuation, and then price just comes back down, takes out sell side, comes up, takes buy side, comes back down, right? And we just chop and chop and chop and grab liquidity with no real follow through. So, I mean, at this point, I'm going to keep holding this because I still have my convictions in this trade. It's just about, like, if we actually can see follow through. You know, I've got like a 42 tick stop. I'm willing to risk it. Yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow we're going to see something better. I'm hoping tomorrow we're going to see some better price action. That's what I said yesterday. I really expected today to be a little bit better, and it really has not been. So I'm hoping tomorrow will be better. I mean, we're pretty much dead break even on our trades today. Which to me is better than blowing an account, right? Oh man. Should have just called it quits so we didn't have to just sit through this manipulation. And this is just insane. This is insanity, guys. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day after that one. I'm gonna call it a day. This market has been insane, guys. I you know, don't have much to say about that. Don't have too much to say about that. You know, it's a bummer, but we take our loss. You know, I'll take my loss. I'll move on. Main account around break even. Prop firms are down. It's been rough. These prop firm sessions have been rough lately. Prop firm sessions have been pretty rough. All right, so I mean, at least we're learning, right? We're still, you know what I'm going to do is if we start to see these rough conditions, honestly, we just won't even run a session. You know, from now on, if we see these rough conditions like this, we'll just call it a day, and we'll come back the next day, wait for good price action, right? So now we're back in back in the negative on this prop firm. Okay, so now my balance is at 49,906, which sucks. Okay, but it's just been multiple losing days in a row, right? Where we've still kept our risk management good, right? So it sucks. Back in the red, but again, still have a lot of drawdown. And I will say, most people, if they took the same trades as me throughout this time, they would probably have blown the account by now, right? So I'm still happy that the risk management is there. I'm bummed that, you know, this account is back down again, right? But it's been the past 3 days, and our prop firm sessions have been pretty rough price action. But yeah, I still have my loss limit, and I've still stopped at every time I've hit my loss limit. I've called it a day, right? So we'll keep working. We'll keep trying to get this, you know, our account back into profit, and we'll keep going. All right, so yeah, rough session today. Rough session today. In the red on those two accounts, we're down 200. 200, and that's my loss limit, right? 200 is my loss limit. I don't let it go more than that. You might be looking at NQ, because on MNQ we saw that wick down, right? MNQ we see that wick down. But all right, guys, I'm going to call it a day there. I'm going to just take my losses, call it a day, get ready for tomorrow. Really hoping we see some better price action tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for joining up, guys. You know, I'm going to go kind of clear my mind, take a little break, take my eyes off the computer, come back, kind of study the trades I took, go over them, what was good about them, what was bad about them, right? Do my journaling, and come back ready to go. Wow, we're getting that pump now. Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to end it, and we're going to pump to the moon. You're still in this? Well, good luck to you, bro. Again, I mean, we're still respecting our bullish levels, right? We came down back in that BPR, so we could definitely still keep going, but I hit my loss limit. I'm not going to keep trading. But again, this trade still looks like it could keep pumping, so. All right, I'm going to call it there. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.